Okay, welcome everyone. Mike Flanagan here with Matt Turek here at Maple Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa. It's the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, and it's the beginning of match play. What we do is we do a match play bracket, and then it morphs into a stepladder final. Currently right now, we have two matches unfolding in front of you. On lanes 3 and 4, you see Dave Dentlinger. He's taking on Derek Sapp. And on lanes 5 and 6, Shea Bittenbender, who's stepping into your screen right now, is taking on Tom Hess.
And this is the match I'm really looking forward to. Shea crosses over a little bit and leaves the 3.
And then what will happen after this match is whoever wins on each pair will move
They'll swap
to the opposite pair.
Correct.
And they will draw new opponents.
Yes, the winner of the Sapp-Dentlinger match is going to draw Andy Stone. Is that correct?
No. What happens is whoever is the lowest seed left out of these 4 remaining will get A.J. Chapman. The highest seed out of these 4 remaining will draw Andy Stone in the next match.
The higher seed, okay.
Then those 2 matches will take place on these 2 exact pairs, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. And the winners of each of those matches that are left will then move down to lanes 17 and 18 to bowl each other to become the 5 seed.
That's the practice pair.
I don't believe so. I don't know, Matt. Okay. That's what I'm just see that it's on.
Yeah, because it's the practice pair.
Usually these guys don't practice. They practice on 1 and 2 once this round is over. Okay. But I don't know.
All right.
So then what will happen is once we determine who the 5 seed is, they will go on to take on our 4 seed John Brocklin. The winner of that match will go on to take on the 3 seed Steve Taylor. The winner of that match will go on to take on the 2 seed Shannon Buchan. And the winner of that will go on to take Dave Barris. So early on, we're happy you're with us. Tom Hess open with a strike, looking for a double. Bittenbender, 9 spare, 9 spare.
Tom with a great shot there.
Dentlinger goes spare strike, looking for his first double. And Derek Sapp just coming off bowling 279 in the last match. He tied for the 10th spot against Jeff Ussery and defeated Ussery by bowling 279. Sapp strike spare. Dentlinger going to give him all that he can handle, though, I'm sure. A little bit of background on these guys. You see Hess on lane 5, Matt, and he won the USBC Masters. He's got a professional title under his belt. It was a very emotional win for Hess.
Major title.
Hess is from Urbandale, Iowa, not too far down the road. This is a very easy trip for him. He's a road warrior. He bowls all the time, all the time on the weekends. Bowls on the professional tour.
Overseas.
He does it all. And the gentleman next to him, a very similar story, Derek Sapp, another guy who's had a professional career, bowls a lot, works at a bowling center. Both of these guys love bowling.
Wow.
A lot of power.
That was a wicked 9-pin, but it rolled out with the right side messenger. Okay.
So the 2 favorites would be Hess and Sapp. And your underdogs, Bittenbender and Dentlinger, I'm going to tell you about them when they're up in just a moment. I actually like the 2 pairs being side by side. It goes pair. It's easier to call the match. So
yeah.
Thanks, Joe Engelkiss, for allowing us to set it up this way. A lot of striking. It's a 37-foot pattern. It's one of the shorter patterns we've ever seen in a Fusion Realtors. They run 2 a year up here in Iowa.
Derek just crossed over there.
Sure did for a 10-pin.
There's Shea Bitten. Makes a good shot.
Bittenbender had a great collegiate career.
He sure did.
He was overshadowed by Brian Valenta Valenta bowled at Lindenwood University along with Shea Bitbender. They won a national championship. Bitbender has a lot of friends back home. They call themselves the Angry Gingers. It's a group of bowlers that bowl tournaments and league together. They have a great relationship inside of bowling and outside of bowling, as a matter of fact. They get together all the time. They have great times together, and I know a lot of them are watching right now. And he wanted to give a shout-out to the Angry Gingers.
Shea with another good strike.
He's one of the best bowlers in the St. Louis area.
Definitely.
Doesn't bowl enough stuff, in my opinion. I think it's the type of guy that could try the tour and have some success. Now, Dittlinger here, I just got done talking to him. I didn't know Dave very well. Dittlinger, he's been bowling since he's been 5 years old. He's 39 years old. He loves EBI equipment. He's been throwing a Tour X and a Swerve FX basically the whole tournament. Carroll Bowl Pro Shop. He owns and operates that pro shop. Now Hess
comes in high again. 2 in a row for Hess coming in high.
Dittlinger also was second in points in the Central Region for the PBA regional program, and guess who he was second behind?
Who's that?
The other man on your screen, Tom Hess.
Oh.
Dittlinger has bowled 65 to 70 regionals. He's got several top 10s. And he just got married last year also to his wife, Donna. And they're thinking about maybe starting a family next year.
Oh,
I put him on the spot, asked him about that.
Good for him. I always like to see the bowling family grow, the bowling community.
So Hess 2 strikes, Bitbender 2 strikes. 2-pin match here on 5 and 6. Tom up on the left lane.
There's a good shot for Tom.
Tom bowled the only 300 of the tournament. He bowled it qualifying game number 2 of A Squad yesterday. If you want to see that, you can go see it on our social outlets, Inside Bowling on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
He also had 801 for the first 3. Out of the gate in qualifying. Derek Sapp, 10-pin.
It's coming down to pin carry on 3 and 4. Sapp with a devastating attack at the 1-3, especially when he's going up the lane. He's won the Fusion before and bowled 300 in the final match.
Shea Bitbender with a good shot there, giving him a turkey, keeping him alive. Making a good match out of it. Derek, woo, that was close.
So now here's Bitbender up on the left lane, looking for the ham bone or 4-bagger, depending on what you like.
Mix of them.
Yeah, and he didn't really like that shot.
It didn't
either.
look like he did.
No, he didn't get through it real well, and is fortunate to get away with getting a strike there. So Derek Sapp, is this a ball change? I don't think I've been paying close enough attention. I thought he was throwing.
I don't know.
Maybe he has been throwing that ball in that lane, but he's at least, I know that he's throwing 2 different balls on 2 different lanes. That is for sure. It is a bit away from our booth from here.
Ooh, Tom with a nasty 9.
He liked it. It was a pretty good shot.
Yeah, it looked okay.
So Hess can still bowl 247. Shea Bitbender can bowl 279.
You can hear that ball rolling over the thumb. Straight at it. There's Dave now stepping up on the lane 4. Got a lead over Derek Sapp. Leaves a 10. Tom Hess with an important shot here.
He moved right. Looks like he moved a little right.
Oh, that was a good one. Really good shot for Tom.
So Hess is still in the match. And on 3 and 4, Dittlinger now with the spare here. Give him 138 in the 6th. He'll have a 33-pin lead over Sapp.
Shea came in a little bit high there, just fortunate enough to leave just the 10.
Yeah, and that's easy to do after the last shot. He kind of missed it at the bottom a little bit and came in light for a strike. He wanted to make sure that ball drove into the pocket. He made a good shot, and fortunate to not leave the 410, but not that bad of a shot. Maybe a little soft. And Dittlinger comes in high on the pocket. Very well could have left a 4-7-10 there, but takes care of every pin on the deck and has a strike now in the 7th. Bittenbender would have at least picked the 4-10 there. I don't know if he would have picked the 7-10.
Yeah, I think it might have bounced in front of the 7.
Pins fly pretty good here. Derek Sapp.
He is throwing 2 different balls, that's for sure.
He just doesn't look real comfortable on this pair. Not out of the match yet, though. He can still bowl 215. And Dittlinger is pacing at 218. Shea looked a lot better on that shot.
Yeah,
that one was a little bit quicker. He projected that one a little bit more down the lane and got the good pen carry as a result. So a possible 258 for Bittenbender, 247 for Hess. So we got a close match here. And now Sapp is going to have to strike out to bowl 215 to have any chance to beat Dave Dittlinger.
Tom didn't like that.
No, he'll admit it was not a good shot. It looked placed and not made.
That's a good way to describe it.
So with the spare, Hess is an excellent spare shooter. He can still bowl 227, and Bittenbender is pacing at 228. Dave Dittlinger, I'm liking how his ball's reading off the end of the pattern. It's going sideways with some authority, and it doesn't look like he's got a whole lot of revolutions on the ball, but when you see that ball come off the dry, it makes quite a move to the left. I'm really impressed with this guy, Dittlinger.
Tom Hess there with a great shot.
I don't think you could have made a better shot than
not
that
at all.
in the 9th.
That was really good. And important, too.
It is important. It makes Shea
really work
stay
for it
clean.
here.
Yeah, I mean.
A strike here will help him.
Oh, a strike here is huge.
Yeah. But he's.
I was going to say on that shot by Dittlinger, that was sprayed quite a bit further to the right. If that ball would have recovered, I think I would have made sure everyone in America had a Swerve FX in his hand. But just a 2-pin, staying out of trouble.
Shea with a good shot.
And now Shea with the mixer.
Showing emotion with the little hop skip.
That was a big shot. Now Shea just needs to stay clean, and Shea's going to go on to face, I believe, A.J. Chapman. Is he our 5 seed?
A.J. will face the lower seed, so.
And that will be Shea, because he was the 9 seed.
Unless Sapp is going to.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Sapp's going to lose, though, right?
Thank you. Good call.
Sapp was 10.
Yeah, if Sapp strikes out, Dittlinger will have to
Good shot
mark.
for Shea.
We'll have to mark. Yeah, Shea Bittenbender's going to advance. Very impressive. All right, so Sapp is staying alive. Be interesting to see if Shea makes any sort of ball change or anything here, if he's just going to keep executing shots. So Bittenbender is going to be in the 240s. Told Hess before this match it was going to take 220 or better to win the game, and Hess can still bowl 220.
Just found out that
not going to be enough.
Shea made a ball change in the third frame of that match after going 9-spare, 9-spare.
And with Sapp leaving the split, that's going to do it for Derek Sapp. Dave Dittlinger is going to advance, and so is Shea Bittenbender.
So Dave will face Andy Stone, and Shea Bittenbender will face
A.J. Chapman.
Correct.
It'll be Bittenbender and Chapman on 3 and 4. And it'll be Stone and Dittlinger on 5 and 6. Tom Hess and Derek Sapp will both receive $650 for finishing in 9th and 10th place, respectively. Out of this 180-player field, a good finish on a $150 entry fee. Both are going to bank $500. Plus, it's a good, fun weekend up here, hanging out with friends and family and all the folks they've met at bowling tournaments. This is one of those events where you bowl, but you hang out with everybody afterwards.
Right. Everybody's friends up here.
A lot of group dinners, and there's a local casino nearby, one of the great sponsors here, the Isle Hotel Casino. Dittlinger's sending more messengers down there. And like I said, I'm really impressed with his game. No surprise that Bittenbender bowled a great game. Like I said, he was overshadowed by Brian Valenta at Lindenwood University, one of the great bowlers to come out of Lindenwood. And I'm telling you, if this guy went out and tried to tour, I think you'd be impressed with what you'd see out of him. I think he would surprise some people. But that's it for now. We say goodbye to Tom Hess and Derek Sapp, and we see Shea Bittenbender and Dave Dittlinger move on. And we're going to see A.J. Chapman come into the mix along with Andy Stone. When we come back here on Inside Bowling, we'll be right back, everybody. Mike Flanagan and Matt Turk here with you at the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. We are here in our second round of the match play bracket.
A.J. Chapman starts off this match.
A.J. Chapman taking on Shea Bittenbender, who just defeated Tom Hess in the last match. And now we get our first look at Andy Stone. Andy Stone is taking on Dave Dittlinger. Andy's one of the nicest guys you would ever meet. He and his brother Pete Stone bowled youth tournaments for the longest of times. As we see Chapman, uncharacteristically, chop the spare for an open to start against Bittenbender.
Wow. Yeah, you don't see that too often.
Dave Dittlinger just showed up in a big way over on lanes 3 and 4 and defeated Derek Sapp. And he's got a lot of down lane ball motion, and it'll be interesting to see how he does on lanes 5 and 6. He creeps in high for a very difficult split conversion. And Bittenbender comes in light for the crumpler. Look at him. He just crumbles it all out. You know, there's a guy that used to play for the Atlanta Falcons. We were just talking football a little while ago named Algie Crumpler. And I think right there we just saw Shea delivered the old Algie Crumpler on lane 4. Dittlinger does open. The 3, 6, 7, 10 is never easy for anyone to pick up. And Dittlinger now staring at an open. Chapman staring at an open. And now Bittenbender looking to capitalize and pounce for an opening double on lane number 3. A little off balance at the line.
So you're going to get the 7 out? No. 7 pin for Shea.
2 shots in the pocket, though. He's got to be happy with that. Just defeated Tom Hess and Derek Sapp both received $650. The two players that, oh, look at the two-pin roll. Look at that, and he slaps it out. That's about as much emotion as you're going to see out of Dave Dentlinger. And he's kind of giving the old laugh job over at Stone as he's down there correcting his own score because the scoring believes that he still left the two-pin. So in this particular match, whoever does get defeated in both of these matches will receive $800 each. These two bowlers that advance will take each other on down on 15 and 16, we were just clarified during the break. They will take each other on, and then the winner will go on to bowl John Brockland, our 4 seed, Steve Taylor, the 3 seed, Shannon Buchan, the 2 seed, and Dave Barris, our top seed.
Well, he missed right. Andy really missed right there.
He sure did. He knew it wasn't good either. I'll tell you what I like about this guy, Andy Stone. I was talking about he and his brother Pete bowling. I actually used to compete against this guy, and just a cool guy, and I love the cargo pants. I mean, I love that he's got cargo pants on today. You'll get a better look at it when he's up on lane 5, but Andy's one of my favorite guys that I see at tournaments, and happy to see him making a deep run in one of our tournaments for a change on our Inside Bowling broadcast. Chapman answers with a double now.
Yeah, and that last shot was really good from AJ. Shea now up in the 3rd. He's going to need a strike here to make a statement that he's not going anywhere. He's got to move, but it didn't.
All right, so the last time he was on that lane, he crumbled the bucket, and now he leaves the bucket. So it'll be interesting to see if he makes any changes with his feet or his targeting when he goes back over to lane number 4.
It's a good shot for Andy Stone there, especially after the last one.
And Andy's a big dude. I mean, he looks like he could beat some people up, but he's a lover, not a fighter, as he just looks up at the booth and smiles.
Shea. Ooh.
You know, that's one thing I can say about Shea Bittenbender. He's bowled IB Open, supported Inside Bowling since the very beginning, great collegiate career, and you cannot continually cash and show up in finals if you're not a good spare shooter. And he's one of the best I've seen. Dave Dillinger, he liked that shot.
Yeah.
Dave's kind of getting into this a little bit, I think. I mean, I think he's kind of rolling with this. I went down, I interviewed him earlier, was just asking him a bunch of questions. And he said, you know, I'm a nobody. You know, nobody knows me. You know, and I think he's got a little bit of a statement he wants to make today. Bittenbender's using a different ball on the left lane as well. There must be something with this 3 and 4, using a different ball on each lane.
10-pin for Shea. That was a good shot. It was right in the pocket. I don't think you could really ask for more there, besides better carry.
We saw him wrap a 10-second shot and a 10th on 5 in the last match.
Well,
and now Dillinger's got a triple. Dave Dillinger wants to make a statement. He wants to go deep in this tournament. I know that he'd like to win this one. Competes in PBA regionals all the time. 2nd in points last year. We talked about that in the last match. And now here's A.J. Chapman. And this guy Chapman's got an unbelievable game.
He's so good.
He constantly works at trying to define his game and be more precise and keep his arm swing loose. And
we're going to have a good look at his shot here with this angle.
More and more practice every single day. This
look
guy
at that. Wow.
Packs a 9-pin.
Wow.
AJ's mom and dad are both here watching. They support him. His girlfriend's also here. He goes to Wichita State University, and he's a member of Team USA.
And he comes in high there. 6, 9, 10 leave. AJ's going to run down this 9-pin, I'm sure, with no problem. As well as Andy Stone runs his spare down, too.
So Andy's going at a Dutch 200 pace, and that's what we call that here in bowling. If you're just watching our broadcast and stumbling across bowling for the first time, that's when you Goes strike, spare for the entire game. It ends up totaling 200 pins. We call that the old Dutch 200.
It's like a duplicate of the last shot, just got the 9 out.
Yeah, the
It
one
was
thing
so
I
good.
like about Chapman is he stays down until the ball reads the fronts and the mid lane, and most of the time he stays down until the ball hits the pins. Doesn't step out of his shots.
Nope. It's good timing. It's good balance.
Much better chance for repeatability.
Yeah, good fundamentals.
Now, Stone's come in high the last 2 shots in a row. And to me, he looks soft. He's got the ability to throw the ball pretty hard. He came out of the gate throwing it pretty good down the lane, and now it looks like he's softened up a little bit.
There's a good shot for Shea.
And that's a patented bit and bender hit.
Yep.
It's almost like Monticelli-esque, where the ball kind of rolls out right before the pocket and just sends them all back. I've been watching Shea bowl for a long time, and he was good in college, but since getting married to his wife Crystal and his career with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, that's where he works, he's been there a long time, he has just matured beyond years, and his game has really gone to the next level, especially mentally.
Yeah, oh yeah. I agree with that. Good shot for Dave.
Yeah, and Dave Dentlinger, he's now got a 4-bagger rolling. He was stringing strikes on 3 and 4 and stringing strikes on 5 and 6. And if he continues this, Andy Stone, he's staring at a tough man, a bad man out there on the lanes in Dave Dentlinger. And Chapman's waiting on something. I don't know.
He stepped off. He looked like he was getting ready to go and then stepped off at the last moment.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs a minute, if there's a ball return. Looks like he just needed a minute. So we're going to see Dentlinger back-to-back here. Flat 10. Let me ask you something, Matt. If you were bowling in this, would you want to bowl faster pace of play or slower pace of play?
I would like to go faster.
So right there, with Chapman waving you on, you would have liked that.
Yeah, I would have gone. I wouldn't have thought much of it, and I don't want to sit there and think too much about my shot. I know what I need to do. I'm just going to go do it. Good shot for A.J. Chapman there.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, that was a 10. That was pured. I think in that situation, I would have backed off as well and made Chapman go.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would have. And now Dentlinger, that is a mistake. And I saw Andy Stone get right up out of his chair the minute he saw that fall into the channel, the gutter. Now Andy Stone. If we take a look at this match, we got a max score for Stone, 248. Max score for Dentlinger, 246. Chapman looking for a triple.
Got it.
Bada boom. Mom and Dad are clapping. Half of Wichita State University has made the trip over here. They're all cheering for him. Is he the last guy from Wichita we got in the field? Yeah, I believe he is. Wesley Lowe's sitting to my right doing homework right now.
Took his backpack off.
Now, Andy Stone, that was a much better shot by Andy. That one was much more online. It was faster. His ball speed was back up, and he didn't go high. Remember, the last 2 shots he's gone high. Even though it didn't strike, it was a better thrown shot, in my opinion, by Andy Stone. Now Bittenbender needs to answer here. And there's that pesky lane 4 for him. Yeah. He's come in light now three times on that lane.
Andy Stone covers it. Shea covers up that 2-8.
So Bittenbender can still max out at 233. Chapman can bowl 257.
Andy Stone would really like a strike right here.
Cut it to a 10-pin match with a strike.
There it is. Good shot for Andy. What's it?
So now Shea up on lane 3. Important to get a hammer here. This is his good lane.
Yep, good lane, good result for Shea. Dave Dentlinger is trying to make up from that missed 10 right here. And he does so.
10 back for Dave Dentlinger.
Packed it.
Yeah, he did. It's important for A.J. Chapman to keep striking, otherwise he lets Bittenbender right back in the match.
Boy, he is good. There's no question about it.
That defines perfect right there. The only thing A.J. still has to try to figure out in his young career is the mental side of bowling. Always improving, but a lot of work to go.
Yeah. Dave puts 10 back again.
So Dentlinger hanging tough. He and Stone both happy to be in this situation here. It's always good to be bowling this late on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. That means you're making money. Oh, man. If he continues to bowl like that, A.J. Chapman, the rest of this field better watch out.
So Bittenbender's got to strike out for 233.
Have any shot.
And that'll force Chapman, I believe, to throw the first and the 10th. And with that pesky 4-pin, Andy Stone's also in a must-strike out situation as well.
This is Shea's bad lane. He mixes them up.
Yeah,
they all fall.
Very similar to what we saw the very first time he was on that lane. He just keeps continuing to come in light on lane 4.
Oh. Andy Stone.
Yeah, and I think speed control's been the issue with Andy in this match because you've seen him on strike shots get soft with it and go through the nose a couple of times, and then you just saw him amp up at a spare that he needed the ball to hook over to. So a little bit of speed control issues here in this match for Andy.
Shea just missed that one altogether.
Yeah, it's really his first bad shot, I would say, in the match, and not the right time for that to happen in the 10th frame. Andy crosses over. He's got 2:04 left. Dentlinger's going at a 2:15 pace. Dentlinger's just going to need to keep it on the lane and stay clean, and he'll advance past Andy Stone. And right now it's shaping up. It's looking like we're going to have A.J. Chapman against Dave Dentlinger. The winner of that will go on to take on John Brockland. And then face Steve Taylor, Shannon Buchan, and Dave Barris.
Kids at home, if you want to see what good fundamentals are, you're going to watch that shot right there. He missed it right. I shouldn't have said anything.
It was a little firm, but he didn't need it. Shea Bittenbender bowls 211, and A.J. Chapman's going to move on. If he spare strikes, it'll be 235. And Dave Dentlinger here in cruise control, first shot in the 10th.
9-pin.
Runs over the rack for a 9-pin, but he's going to be safe and okay there. He's going to be in the 220s with a spare. Andy Stone, the best he can do is bowl 204, so it's going to be Dave Dentlinger over Andy Stone. And A.J. Chapman has defeated Shea Bittenbender here at the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Both Bittenbender and Stone are going to receive $800 each for their efforts. And the players that are remaining will have the opportunity, or will be guaranteed, I should say, Matt, to receive at least $1,000. It's $1,000 for sixth, $1,100 for fifth, $1,300 for fourth, $1,600 for third, $2,100 for second, and $2,800 for first.
Andy Stone just going through the motions here, finishing the game.
So there you have it. 215, 193. Dave Dentlinger defeats Andy Stone. And when we come back, we're going to have Dave Dentlinger taking on A.J. Chapman down on lanes 15 and 16 here from Waterloo, Iowa, Maple Lanes, here on Inside Bowling. We'll be right back. Okay, Mike and Matt back here with you for the beginning of what we call our Stepladder finals here at the Fusion. We've seen a bracket match play portion just conclude, in which we saw Shea Bittenbender defeat Tom Hess. Dave Dentlinger defeated Derek Sapp.
Four counts.
And then we just saw Dave Dentlinger defeat Andy Stone. And that what brings him to this match. And A.J. Chapman defeated Shea Bittenbender. So now these two are bowling each other, with A.J. starting the match with 4 right through the heart to start the match. The winner of this will then take on the 4 seed John Brockland, and then the 3 seed Steve Taylor, the 2 seed Shannon Buchan, and the number 1 seed Dave Barris here at the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open, and we almost saw that converted, man.
Yeah, we did. That was real close. It looked like he was doing fine in practice, AJ, during his practice balls, but that one just a little firm got away from him.
We're here at Maple Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa at the Fusion Realtors, and we come here every year, once or twice.
Yeah,
they have 2 of these a year, and maybe the nerves are starting to set in, or maybe this is just a weird pair, because these two looked very comfortable in the last match over on 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, and now we're seeing potentially 2 opens here unless Dave can slide it over.
Got 2.
So Dave gets the count, so it's 9-8, top of the first. A lot of runs scored early in this contest.
I'll say.
Baseball season right around the corner, being the end of February here. It's leap year, Matt.
It is. Tomorrow is the leap day.
The 29th.
Yeah.
If you don't know Dave Dentlinger, either did I, but we spent a few moments together a little bit earlier. Dave is from Carroll, Iowa, in the west central portion of Iowa.
There's the Dave we're used to.
Yeah, it sure is. This guy, he's been throwing a Swerve FX made by a sister company of one of the title sponsors here for the Greater Iowa Bowling Association, and a sponsor of this event as well. Ebonite. Ebonite is the brand, but Ebonite also has a sister brand of Columbia 300 who makes the Swerve FX, is who they're throwing. And A.J. Chapman is a member of Wichita State University, Team USA, and he's on Storm staff.
Another split for AJ.
Leaves the 210. Now, both players came in light on the right lane. Those of you that are paying attention at home, that is a very valuable piece of information to pay attention to. AJ goes to the urethane ball, and just like Dave, grabs too much of the 2-pin not to slide it over. So now AJ, 2 splits through 2 frames, 17 in the second, and finds himself trailing in the match. I've been watching A.J. Chapman bowl for about the last 5 years. As we've said, he had a very good youth career, and then went to Wichita State University and has really fine-tuned his game. He's constantly tweaking and working at it, following in the footsteps of players such as Barnes, Steele-Smith, Rash, and company.
Huh. That's like an identical shot to what he had on 8. His speed was either too much or he did not get it at the bottom, and he leaves the 2-8-10.
Yeah, I think this pair is just playing quite a bit different for AJ.
It's a little wacky.
I did not watch him practice very much as we were getting things settled up here. I didn't get a chance to watch the practice balls, but for him to open up with 3 splits is exactly what Dave Dentlinger needed to relax and calm his nerves. So wouldn't shock me, even though this is one of the hardest to convert, if AJ gave us a good run.
Ooh. As good as you can do.
So AJ now with 26 in the third, pacing to bowl under 100 right now. I don't think anybody would have seen this start before we started the match, but AJ Chapman delivers a mean strike ball, and when he strikes, he can strike for a long time. So important for Dentlinger to capitalize here.
That's a good shot
he
for
does.
Dave.
Now here's the question I have for you, Matt. I talk about this every time in this crazy format with 10 people technically making a bracket stepladder, modified stepladder. Can Dave Dentlinger go all the way?
I think he can. I really do. The look he had even in the first 2 matches were almost identical to what he's got now. He hasn't moved too much around the lane, and he's burying him.
And remember, he
got one bad shot there in the first frame.
They switch pairs after every single game.
Right.
So you can't get locked in on a pair or anything like that. You have to be able to switch
true.
and switch and switch.
But he's got momentum carrying him.
Look at him.
Like
Look at that. That's the most emotion we've seen out of Dave. Dave says, hey, look, nobody knows me.
But they're about to find out who he is. That's for sure.
Just got married last year. Dave's loving life. Do you know what Dave does during the day for a real job?
I do not, but...
He's a geothermal engineer.
Whoa, that's kind of cool.
Now, ball change here for
Chapman.
Chapman.
Ball change, and he's got the 7 out of the 10.
Well, it was a colorful ball change.
Yeah, it was.
You definitely noticed that ball going down the lane. It's a little bit different.
AJ's got to right this ship, like, now. Dave is going to have no mercy on him.
And we've seen AJ in this situation before. We've seen him here, I believe it was 2013. We saw AJ make it into this bracket, and I believe he won 1 or 2 matches. I know that he defeated Eric Gulbranson because we talked to him last night in the booth as Eric spent some time with us during C-Squad. Now, this is the first time I see Dave Barris, our tournament leader, coming down, trying to keep an eye on what's going on, getting a feel for the players that are left. Haven't seen him, but now he's crept into our little camera range here. He's near the booth. Brad Miller almost just ran over his toe. AJ Chapman.
Oh my God! Wow.
Well, I like the ball change. It got him to the pocket.
Wow.
But this ball's not knocking him all down. And that's one of the things as you're a competitive bowler, switching pair to pair, going from tournament to tournament, knowing your arsenal and having a ball that's going to knock them all down. Not only help you get to the pocket, but also knock them all down.
Open play's getting fired up down there.
Yeah, they are.
The other end of the center. Wow, this is almost shocking here. After watching AJ post almost every shot against Shea on 3 and 4, and then come down to 7 and 8, and just look lost.
And AJ just went for a walk. He is all the way down by lane number 1, hanging out behind lane 1, just trying to think what in the world else can go wrong in this match.
Dave hits his mark at the arrows, and man, he's just burying him in there.
And Dave Dentlinger, after leaving the 2-4-10, has made an adjustment on the right lane and has fired off 4 strikes in a row, 4 consecutive strikes. Dentlinger got his PBA card back in 2003. He's never won a regional, but he loves competing on the regional tour.
Let's go bowling. Oh, nasty 9 for Dentlinger.
Here's the difference that I'm seeing in ball reaction, Matt, is I'm seeing Dentlinger's ball with more entry angle off the spot. And Chapman's more end over end, full going at the 1-3 forward. And he's got to send messengers left and right to knock out pins. And Dentlinger is very capable of leaving a 9-pin, a 4-9. He's lined up more high flush.
It's a good observation.
I'm not sure that Dentlinger, if he went light, if he wouldn't be having the same pin carry that we've seen from Chapman the last 2 shots.
Very
so
true.
it'll be interesting to see if he goes to the well and grabs another ball, or if he stays with the ball that's got him in the 1-3 and makes a slight adjustment. Looks like he's sticking with the same ball, Matt.
Yep, he is. He needs to do something, and he needs to do something fast.
He can still bowl 203.
Oh, that was way inside of target.
Yeah, and that's what's awful as a bowler when you're experiencing weird ball reaction. You make a ball change, you can't knock them all down, and then you finally make, in my eyes, what was AJ's first bad shot in the match, that he physically did something wrong. And, of course, he's got to leave a split.
Yeah.
Well, he picked one. He picked a split. I mean, the kid's a great spare shooter. So AJ now has nothing to lose. He's going to take a moment and go find another bowling ball, it looks like. Dentlinger's going at a 213 pace. And Chapman can bowl 193. So another ball change for Chapman. I'm rooting for him to make a good shot and strike. I think we all are. Even Dentlinger, I bet, is. Oh, you got to be kidding me. And now it's got to be respot.
Oh, man.
This might be the strangest match or strangest game I've ever seen bowled on a live webcast. I've called a lot of action, Matt, and I know you have too.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen a guy have this kind of a match within himself almost. It's not fair. I know he'd love to hit the reset button right now and start over again. We can't make the call up here in the booth. It's up to the players and the tournament officials, but in my opinion, the pin was still standing when the rack swept the pins. What does the tournament director say? Because I don't want to decide.
It's not really our decision. Yeah.
I did see it. If he wants my ruling, I'll give it. But I'd rather leave it with the tournament director.
No, I wish.
If you are watching on YouTube right now, you could hit the replay button and you would be able to see that.
Now we're going to have a meeting.
They're calling
now.
me in for
yeah.
The pin was still standing when the rack swept it off. It shouldn't have been standing, but it was.
It was still there. It was still there. So
It had not fallen down.
Correct.
Until the rack. It needs to be respot, in my opinion. Okay. All right, we're back in business. I was consulted on this, and I love A.J. Chapman. As a matter of fact, I've been a huge fan of this kid, but I saw, from my vantage point here, I saw that the pin was still standing when the
It
rack.
did look like it was standing because the rack was on its way back.
Yeah.
And all the pins that were on the deck could have fallen into. That's a dead.
I will
that's a
also
dead
make
ball.
the case that the pin could have been spinning.
That's true too.
I'm not sure it was completely settled, but it was still upright. It had not fallen. It had not made enough of a motion to fall that it was over, that it got swept off. So AJ's going to shoot it. Actually, you know what this reminds me of almost? This reminds me of the Tom Doherty 100 game. Because Tom Doherty couldn't get anything going either. Just everything he did did not work out, and that's what we're seeing right here. This is very reminiscent of Tom Doherty bowling 100. Two great players, Doherty and Chapman, but in this particular case, I don't know what we're waiting on now at this point.
They're still debating whether or not it was standing or not.
I got a lot of different opinions. These guys say it fell without
Hey,
It's not really our call.
yeah, it's not our
It's
call.
not our
It's up
call.
to the tournament director. And this is where I did wish that we had our replay
Yep.
backing up right
nice.
now.
Fortunately, there's nothing really we can do at this point.
Yeah, not at this point. So we've got a little break in the action here. Great opportunity to let everybody know that Fusion Realtors and Community First National Bank are the co-title sponsors. Zach Bajorner and Brandon Steen, both responsible. They both bowled in the events, and they both work for those companies.
Do we ever?
Well, you work on that. I'm going to continue going over the sponsors.
Hey. Yeah, I can get a.
Well, let them know. Also, Ebonite, the great brand of Ebonite, as we're trying to sort the situation out. Ebonite provides a great blanket sponsorship over the entire Greater Iowa Bowling Association. You can go to giba-bowling.com to check out their tournaments, and Ebonite is a sponsor of those tournaments. Rob Gottschall and the entire team over there, he is in charge of the events, players, and promotions and tournaments. And check out Ebonite when you're looking for your next bowling ball purchase. The Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, always supportive of this event. The Kingpin Bar and Grill, Maple Lanes, Budweiser, Logo Infusion, and you can save 10% off a jersey. GIBA16 is the coupon code that you can save 10%. Good till the end of April. Member Mortgage Services and the Isle Hotel and Casino. So we're still waiting. Tournament Director Joe Engelkiss is actually up here in the booth right now, and he's reviewing what happened. So we were able to use the replay thanks to YouTube up here in the booth. That's the first time we've ever done that. We actually used the replay, Matt.
Yeah.
I want to see it again.
That?
Put
Yeah.
that
All
up
right.
for
well,
me.
It's hard
again.
for me to go back a couple seconds.
I know.
After all that, he picks it.
Yeah. Now, it would have even been crazier if it would have been a close match.
All right, Mike, here we go.
All right, I'm going to watch it up here in the booth. I want to see if my eyesight was correct. I do wear contacts, so I don't have 20/20 perfect vision. And those of you at home, you could back it up and watch it as well. So here's Dittlinger in control of the match. And Dave says, you know what? Let's not even bring this into question whether or not that pin stood or not. I'm just going to deliver another strike. And John Brocklin's been down practicing the whole match.
For like a half an hour.
He's going to be really tired by the time it's time for his match. I see him down there striking, though. He's ready to await the winner. And Dave Dittlinger didn't like that shot at all.
Oh, holy cow.
And here's the question now. Is Dittlinger using up all of his luck in this match? You know, I don't know. But he's made a lot of good shots in this match. He certainly earned the right to be where he is. But here's Chapman. We got to see if Chapman can get a strike.
That was a beautiful shot for AJ. It's unfortunate that he couldn't get anything going at the beginning of this game.
So AJ gets on the board with a strike. AJ is still going to receive a nice paycheck here. AJ Chapman's going to receive $1,000.
He did switch Sean to that ball.
Oh, jeez. Are you kidding me? Of course he can't leave the 4 or the 10. He's got to leave the 4 and the 10 together. This has just been an absolute disastrous game. AJ Chapman probably is not going to want to remember what happened on lanes 7 and 8 for any long period of time. But I will tell you folks at home, if you've never seen this guy bowl before, AJ Chapman is the real deal. You're going to see him competing for years upon years in the future in bowling tournaments, events that we stream, events that other people stream. You might even see him bowling on national television. The kid is awesome, and we wish him nothing but the best at Wichita State University and the future of his career. AJ's awesome, and congratulations on a great week, AJ. This is just another one of those experiences he'll be able to learn from and look back at it. And AJ, if you do watch this match back, buddy, that's one of the worst break matches. I know you probably don't want to hear it that you've ever seen, but
I've never seen anything like it.
At the same time, if Dave Dintlinger strikes out for 258, you know, he would have needed a big game to even beat Dave Dintlinger. So it really doesn't even matter. I know Dintlinger had the lucky break there in the 8th frame or the 9th where he the 3-6 was standing and it came forward, but still Dave Dintlinger's bowled a great game.
Yeah.
And now they're fast tracking through. AJ Chapman, what's he going to do? Still sticks the shot.
And that's more like the AJ that we all know and love.
Sure is. So Dave Dintlinger comes out of the bracket to join 4 bowlers in the stepladder. Dave Barris, Shannon Buchan, Steve Taylor, and John Brocklin. We'll have that for you here in just a couple of moments.
Yes, we will.
And now we're officially going to move to lanes 15 and 16.
Correct.
And then the next match will be on 13 and 14, and then 11 and 12. Dave Dintlinger finishes with 244. AJ Chapman with the spare here. Well, we're not even going to say the score. AJ Chapman, nice week, buddy. And Dave Dintlinger, good luck to you as you move on. And we will see how Dave Dintlinger does when we come back here shortly from the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open here from Waterloo, Iowa at Maple Lanes. We'll be right back. Here we are, 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. We continue to roll on in our stepladder matches. We just saw Dave Dintlinger defeat AJ Chapman in a lopsided match. AJ was snake bitten. I'm Mike Flanagan, joined by Matt Turek, and now we have a special guest in the booth, Brandon Steen from Community First National Bank and Columbia 300 staff, who is a sister company of Ebonite, one of the great sponsors here. Brandon, welcome to the booth, and Matt, great to have you back.
Thank you.
Brandon, you've been participating for a while here in this event, and obviously you being involved with Community First National Bank. What is it about the Fusion Realtor tournaments that wanted you to come on board and be the co-title sponsor?
Actually, several things. It's probably throughout the year, other than the effort that we spend going to the USBC Open Championships every year, this is probably the one that I look forward to the most. It's a challenge to bowl in. You get to see 180 of the top bowlers in the Midwest come on, and Joe does a great job with the Greater Iowa Association running the tournament, and I just wanted to be involved. Zach Bishorner from Fusion's been one of my best friends since we were 10 years old, and he gave me the opportunity to join in it with him, and it's been great.
I echo those thoughts exactly. And this is our first look at John Brocklin. John is a personal friend of mine, one of my best friends, actually. And it's always a joy for me to be able to call the action when one of my friends is in the finals. So John Brocklin is from the St. Louis area. He is a Catholic priest.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, at the St. Joachim Parish. He doesn't necessarily like to tell everybody that because this is his way of escaping and getting out of the grind of running the entire the school, the church, and there's also a care service there. But John is a magnificent bowler. And early on in his life, when he was competing against folks like Pete Weber and other people like that in the St. Louis area and was holding his own, he had a choice on whether or not what he was going to do in his career. And I don't know if you know this or not, but many, many people that choose the faith as their profession, they're busy on Sundays.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
And John's got an opportunity now with the parish that he runs. He's got a lot of help that affords him to be able to bowl 10 or 12 weekends out of the year, and he loves coming to this event. So
nice.
I usually don't talk about that, but John is a close personal friend of mine. He's also a member of the Roto-Grip staff with the folks in Utah. And John has also competed on the PBA 50 Tour after turning 50 this year. So
Excellent.
John opens with a spare, very simple game. He's known around St. Louis for being one of the most accurate players and very consistent with his speed. So
Just extremely solid. I mean, everything from start to finish.
yeah, and this is the one thing right here that you will see that frustrates John at times, is that with the rev rates that we see in today's game, John has difficulty striking with the best of them. You know, he's more of slow and steady, wins the race, the tortoise and the hare, so to speak. But John has he was averaging 240 when people weren't averaging 240 in the
Right.
St. Louis area.
Yeah.
And Matt, I know that you know a lot about John as well.
Yeah.
Chime in, you know, he's well respected in St. Louis.
I grew up watching him bowl in the St. Louis Masters League, and he was so accurate when I was younger, 10, 15 years ago. I mean, he could really split a board consistently every time. And it was always a treat to watch him. When I grew up working at a bowling center. When the league would come through once a year, it was always a treat to watch him come through and bowl.
So here's Dave Dittlinger, and we've been impressed with him, and it looks like this is the first time we're seeing a different ball in his hand.
Yeah, and it looked like he licked that one right. I don't know if that's where he wanted to put it.
Just watching him warm up a little bit, it looked like he was having a little issue, this pair being a little tighter than the last couple I was watching him on.
Oh,
wow. That was very close.
That's about as close as you're going to see on the 2-4-8-10 without getting it. So John's got to feel pretty good that a couple of spares in the match, and he's still in it through a couple of frames. The person that gets defeated in this match will receive $1,100. Fourth place today receives $1,300, $1,600 for third, $2,100 for second, $2,800 for first. The winner of this match will go on to take on Steve Taylor, our 3 seed.
That was nice.
There's the day we know.
Yeah.
So here's Brocklin up on 16. Looking for his first strike in the match. In my opinion, Brocklin's greatest accomplishment is when he bowled the USBC Masters a few years ago. He defeated Nathan Bohr and John Zerbinski in the first 2 rounds, and then lost his next 2 matches to a couple of people you may have heard of, Tommy Jones and Wes Milan.
John, it looks like he's just being kind of lazy with it.
Well, he's fighting ball reaction. He needs that ball to make a move, and he's coming in light. But we've seen some of that. We just saw recently on one of the other matches where players were coming in light on lane 8. Even Bittenbender down on lane 4 was leaving the bucket on the right lane only.
Yeah, over and over again.
John's a great spare shooter. Shouldn't have any problem here. And just as I say that,
Give Jackson
That's what we do up here is black cloud people.
Yeah, I heard you do a black cloud earlier on
Yeah.
someone having a 4-bagger.
well, he is a great spare shooter. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, he's a very good spare
going
shooter.
across lane, you know, and that's where a lot of people, like the college kids. We had a lot of college kids bowling this week.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, you know, more people don't go hard and straight at him, and that's why you go hard and straight. John tried to play this small little curve in the middle of the lane, little belly, and it didn't pan out for him. So both players with an open, and John's still looking for his first strike.
Much
There's
better
beauty.
strike for John.
That was a nice shot.
Yeah, he got through that one much better. Sometimes it takes an open to get a guy rattled and, you know, to buckle down and make a good shot. John looks like he's bowling a little tentative. He also hates breaks in the action. I know that personally.
That's probably why he spent the entire time that last match was going. He spent the whole thing was practice. He didn't take any breaks. He just continued to bowl.
His thumb swells up and down a lot, too, depending on temperature and how much he's bowling. All right, now here comes Dave. He's looking for a double. Last time he was light on that lane.
A little light there,
Yeah,
too, but
climb the hill.
successful results.
Now, we were talking, Brandon, we were trying to figure out, you know, do you think Dave coming out of the bracket, you know, having to go through all that, now do you think Dave has a chance to win the tournament?
I watched a couple of guys today catch fire, and you know, you start getting a little bit of confidence, momentum, and get a good ball reaction. Absolutely, I think you can. I think both your top two guys, you know, Shannon and Barris, are going to be tough to beat. But a guy like Dave can get a really solid ball reaction. He's going to be tough. I mean,
There it is right there.
that's tough.
Well, Dave's been able to string strikes. We've seen it in every single match so far. And Dave Dentlinger getting her done. So we've got John Brocklin, the priest, against Dave Dentlinger, the geothermal engineer. You know, that's the other thing. You know, we live broadcast these tournaments and make people feel special by being in these finals, but everybody has real jobs and real lives they go home to.
Yeah.
This is just a weekend getaway.
Yeah, and John let it go to the right there and didn't like it off his hand. And
He's just not comfortable right now.
yep.
He's just not comfortable. It's got to be a feel issue right now for John.
I tell you, if you're not feeling 100% out there, it's tough to throw a good shot because I mean you can't grab it; it's going to go left. Obviously, you can't wing it right; it's not going to come back, and real fine line.
So John can still strike out for 235. I mean, he would need to do a lot of striking for that. Dave can still bowl 265. Last time John was on this lane, he made a good shot.
He made a great shot, yeah.
That's left to target, it looked like to
it
me.
is. Oh, but he got the lucky
Enough
break.
left, yeah.
We are 4 pairs away from that pair, so it's difficult to see the trajectory from here, but that definitely looked left off his hand. So a good look at Dave Dentlinger as he sets up here on the approach. Just really impressed with his game.
Doesn't take much time at all. That ball was way right.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing the same thing out of both players now on lane 16. Brandon, what is it about Community First National Bank? What do you guys do?
Well, I run a mortgage office here in town, and in that office, I solely do mortgage origination. Our main bank is in Manhattan, Kansas, and then our main office of our mortgage division is in Kansas City or Overland Park. Brett O'Donnell is our vice president of the mortgage division, and a couple years ago I came on board with them, and Brett's a hometown guy here and ended up through the industry, ended up down in the Kansas City area, but he was a quarterback here at the University of Northern Iowa, and
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah, and he had been looking to open an office here locally for a while, and it just worked out. So Brett's big into bowling as well, and it's just really been a good fit.
Business good?
Yeah, business is real good. We're fortunate to be in a pretty good area for growth, and everybody seems to be buying homes right now, so that's a good thing.
I like how many people stick around to watch this as well, as I see a lot of people watching the finals here. I'm back in the gallery now to get a closer look at the action. If Brocklin strikes here, he can cut the match to a 7-pin match.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah, that looked a lot better. Oh, my gosh.
Solid 8.
Man.
So here's the question for both of you in the booth, as I am on remote. Since John went Brooklyn the last time on lane 15, now he leaves a solid 8. Does that mean he's even?
Well, I guess that is a good question. I asked myself that several times yesterday. But I think something like that, you've got to, in a tournament like this, you're going to get it taken from you enough times where if you get a fortunate break like a Brooklyn, you're expecting to carry that 8-pin shot. I mean, I don't look at myself even that way, but man, that would have definitely changed the match there.
Yeah, I actually happen to be here right here on the concourse. I'm watching the spectators. I like your Wingstop jersey, sir. Do you work for Wingstop?
I own a Wingstop back home.
Oh, cool. Excellent. I've been to Wingstop many, many times. Troy Aikman still a spokesperson for you guys?
Yep, sure is.
You want to plug your Wingstop?
Sure. Yeah, we Wingstop. Actually, we have a new flavor came out today. Actually, so anybody wants to go try the new Smoke 9 flavor, just came out today. So
Sounds good.
Awesome.
I'm pretty hungry, Mike.
Yeah, I've just been watching these guys bowl in these Wingstop jerseys throughout the tournament, and I had to just take a minute. So Brocklin through the face here for the 4-7-10. Certainly not what he has wanted to have happen on 15 and 16, but hey, he's very, very accurate. I've seen him pick this before. Let's see if he can slide it over and keep himself in the match here.
Will he give a hoo-ah like Tom Hess did?
Earlier today when he picked it. All right, so here's the story. Brocklin can bowl 190, and Dave here can get, he's going at a 2-0 pace, 202 pace. So unless he finds disaster, Dave Dittlinger can cruise on here. Keep climbing the ladder. He flirted with the gutter on that one, guys, but it peeled off the gutter.
Wow.
Yes, it did.
Woo! That was a big double for Dave.
I think the last time on 16 he got the ball out there towards the gutter like that, and it did not come back. Do you think he stayed in the same spot and just got all of it at the bottom with his hand, or do you think it was an adjustment?
To me, it looked like he started a little bit right, but
I think he's comfortable and he trusted it.
yeah.
And his arm swing is loose.
Yeah,
Dave Dittlinger is going to move on, and he continues to impress. Now, my guess is, now that it really doesn't matter, Brocklin is going to make some pretty good shots here.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I do love his game, though.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of movement, and just kind of rolls it down the lane.
Mm-hmm.
There's a decent shot.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he hits the pocket on the right lane. That's the last time he'll see that lane. And the only strike of the match on lane 16 for John.
Yeah, I got to tell you guys, I love you guys coming here. You know, the tournament's fun on its own. I mean, without it, but you know, I talked to Joe before this year. That was during the summertime, and then I started talking to you, Mike, about how we could get you back here. It does add another dimension that brings a lot to it, and several guys over the years have talked about that. So I'm really glad you're back, and I know from Community First National Bank we've pledged our support to Joe for next year as well. So hopefully we can keep doing this because it's a lot of fun.
This is one of my favorite events to come to.
Yeah.
And me and Mike have been here quite a few times, and it's a lot of fun, and everybody here is so nice and friendly, and the tournaments ran so smooth.
And Joe does a great job with it.
He sure does.
Well,
and his family is ridiculous. I mean, it's
what they do, all the hours they put in.
Absolutely.
Well, appreciate the kind words, but this was the first paid gig we ever did.
Nice.
So it that means a lot to me and all of us that work at Inside Bowling, and it's a very loyal crowd here. Let me just put it that way. Joe was faced with a decision prior to last year that was a big decision to make, and he chose to stick with us and the loyalty to us, and that means the world. And we will come back as long as we possibly can.
That's good.
I choose how many weekends I want to work, and whenever I get in the car to come to this one, I don't even bat an eye.
That's awesome.
So 178 for John Brockland. He'll be back at a future event, and we'll see him down the road. He'll be competing on the PBA 50 Tour this summer, a few events in the Midwest, and wish him all the luck out there. But we're just seeing more and more of the mysterious gentleman we call Dave. He just keeps rolling on. He can bowl 242. He's had no problem stringing strikes in just about every match.
And of course, we're fortunate today to have our hometown hero, Shannon Buchan, coming up yet.
Yeah, definitely. He's been bowling great all weekend as well.
You probably met his mom right next to you, Mike. But
Oh, I met her the first time I was here.
Yeah. But both Zach and I grew up with Shannon, traveling around doing junior tournaments, and his mom and dad have been like second parents to both of us, so it's fun.
Coming up in the next match, you're going to see Steve Taylor, and then Shannon, as you mentioned, will be in the semifinal match, and then in the championship match, we will see Dave Barris.
Mr. Taylor's been a little warm today, hasn't he?
Steve Taylor's been
He's
bowling
had quite
really
a
good.
few strings in the in the cashier's round, I should say.
Yeah.
And he's definitely no slouch.
No.
So Dave Dentlinger defeats John Brockland with a score of 242. John Brockland's going to receive $1,100 for his efforts today. And when we come back, we'll move over to lanes 13 and 14, and we're going to see Dave Dentlinger take on Steve Taylor coming up here on Inside Bowling. All right, back with you. 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Our first look at Steve Taylor. And he knocks them all down. Mike Flanagan here with Matt Turek and Brandon Steen. Brandon representing Community First National Bank, responsible for one half of the co-title sponsorship here at our event here at Maple Lanes in Waterloo. Brandon and Matt, any predictions on who's going to win this particular match?
So far, I like the look of Mr. Taylor, but I mean, Dave can string them with the best of them. But I'm gonna say Taylor.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick Taylor, too, only because he kind of got a little bit of a break. Got up there on the practice pair for a little bit, got loose, moved down through some shots, and, Dentlinger is I would think he's getting a little tired. I mean, he's been bowling great, but I don't know how long he can keep that up.
Dave Dentlinger has come out of the bracket. He's the guy that survived, and now let's see if he can pick up the 2-4-8-10. Hooking at it. So an open frame early for Dentlinger, and Steve Taylor is playing on his phone right now. He's really loose.
You guys got to take abuse. During the break, I got made fun of for my hoodie, and Joe called me a heavyweight, and I'm assuming he was actually talking about my weight. So.
Well, you got to have thick skin to be in the booth.
Yeah, you do.
That looks good.
There we go.
High flush, swerve FX. He's
Yeah.
gone to that ball now. You know, I talked to both of the guys right before the match. I went down and talked to them, and I noticed they were throwing EBI products. And Ebonite being a sponsor of this event, you know, it's a talking point for us during the broadcast. And Steve Taylor using a track heat, the reintroduction of the track heat. Amleto Monticelli won with this ball back in the 90s and then won with the new one just a few weeks ago at the DHC. And neither player on EBI staff, but that's pretty much all they throw. And if Sean Morris is listening, they both said, give him a call. They'd be interested.
Well, I've mentioned I've crossed with Dave several times, and that's all I've ever seen in his hand.
And Brandon, you're fortunate enough to be on Columbia 300 staff. How long
Yep.
have you been on staff with Columbia?
Just getting ready to wrap up my second year. Yeah. It's been great. They got some great products. And, you know, when they went to allowing the full EBI product to be put in our hands, it's been really nice. Just some awesome balls this year. And, Joe, you know, with Joe here being involved with it too, I think our area's seen an increase in the EBI products on the lanes, and it's been really, really good.
Special thanks to Rob Gottschall for making all that happen with the Greater Iowa Bowling Association, and I know that we certainly appreciated it at Inside Bowling, our relationship with Ebonite International. Love working with the great folks over there.
Wow, nice shot.
So Detlinger is facing an opponent now that is throwing some strikes at him early on. He hasn't seen that in a while. Steve Taylor, 2 out of 3 strikes, perfect on the left lane. Detlinger has been able to throw doubles, triples, 4-baggers, and now here's his opportunity for his first string to get started, looking for 2 in a row on the right lane.
Good shot there.
Yeah, that was good.
And you know why Dave's able to strike so well? It's because that ball's got hypershock technology
That's right.
inside of it. It's that additive that Columbia 300 has in their HP balls in the Swerve and the Swerve FX.
Speaking of the Swerve and Mr. Gottschall, Shannon Buchan ran into him down at the U.S. Open and got him into a Swerve, and that's what he used all day yesterday for his qualifying.
Really?
Yeah, start to finish.
The original?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Dave Detlinger. This guy has just continued to be on our screen match after match after match. He's trying to log some hours on Inside Bowling. The only way you can do that is by winning matches.
That one looked inside of target.
Oh!
But he gets the lucky break, carrying the 4-9. Great shot there.
The thing I like about Steve is he's color-coded. He's wearing the Hammer shirt. He's using the Hammer font on the back.
Yeah.
He's wearing black shorts to go with it. And then even the tape that he uses on his hand is black, orange, and white, and up his arm. But he didn't choose a black, orange, or white bowling ball, so we're going to have to consult with his fashion consultant.
Even the colors of the center are kind of black, orange, and white, so maybe
They
he
are.
wanted to just kind of, blend in.
Blend in
and
with the center, too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
really soak it all in.
All right, so that wasn't a very good shot by Steve
No.
Taylor. Fortunate just to leave the 3-pin. I was watching him bowl earlier this morning, and I said to Matt, Matt, I think this guy Steve Taylor could go on to win the tournament. He had that good of a look.
He keeps his arm swing right. He's going to be tough. I mean, that angle he's playing is really good. But let's see what Dave does here.
He's making. Oh, no, he's not. Got a lucky break there
Yeah.
on the 10 pin.
That's what he was doing on that right lane all during practice, and that's kind of why I took Taylor to win the match, but he seemed to make an adjustment the last time in the right lane. And
Yeah, I'm talking about Taylor again. This morning, he went 203 over for his 6 games, jumped from 8th to 3rd.
wow.
Dentlinger went 112 over this morning, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah. Taylor have the high block of the morning? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Beauty there.
Checking out our tweets, you can interact with us. And we've got love being able to see this from Houston, Texas. Ghost Stone Taylor Bugrin from earlier today. Someone told us we had the wrong camera broadcasting. And my favorite one I'll share with you in a moment.
Tripping 4 pins forward with the track heat.
Yeah, on 14, he's had a couple of high hits and fortunate to get the break. So right now, 2-pin match with the advantage to Taylor. Yeah, the other tweet that came in from Tony Mangles, you can tweet this guy at Mangles_Toby. He says, wishing I had a Nerf football to plunk Mike in the head.
Oh.
Thanks, Toby.
It's got to be an interesting job nonetheless.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's a
boy.
big double right there.
Yeah, it's a big
Now,
shot.
this is the first time that we've seen Dave Dentlinger on the ropes
Yeah,
in
I
a match
know.
where
He's had a
he's got to
commanding
step
leads.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be pretty cool. Because his road to here is he mowed down Derek Sapp, and then he went on to take on, it was, in the next match, it was,
Four
leaves the 4-pin, Chapman, and then Brocklin, and now Steve Taylor.
Crazy amount of talent comes to this tournament, though.
It
Every
sure does.
time.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to watch some of these guys bowl. And
Yeah.
I think what I like about it is you have the locals, and then you have like the next group, the next eye of the storm, so to speak, or the next area outside the bullseye in Iowa, and then you've got your Wriggles, then you got your college kids, draw from Wisconsin, a few from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Where else do you draw from, Joe? Other hot pockets.
14 states.
14 states, Joe says.
A lot of Minnesota guys.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah.
Minnesota.
15 guys came over from Wichita State.
15 Wichita State bowlers came. I'd like to know if they
Graduated.
chartered a bus. Probably should have. Dave Dentlinger. Well, now we got a carry issue for Dave, and this is the first time he's faced this. So if he spares, he's looking at 226 max score. Possible 259 for Steve Taylor. Uh-oh. That's a big mistake right there. So unless Steve Taylor makes a mistake, Steve Taylor is well in command of this match and should move on.
You know, you guys asked me earlier, too, why I chose to get involved with this tournament. The bowlers do a lot in our community for me and my business. So it's nice to be able to give something back. And locally, this is. Oh man, that was a good shot there.
He had been coming in high on that lane, and he finally flushes one and leaves the 10.
Right. This is our biggest drawing event locally, so it was nice to be involved and just give something back to the bowlers too.
Sure, absolutely. Companies can choose to give to whatever they like, and these sorts of tournaments are great. Got a special shout out we want to give on behalf of Steve Taylor as well here after he converts the 10 pin. We're sure he's going to make it. It's not always a black cloud. I think we have a special person watching at home, and Steve wanted to give a shout out to Owen, his son, who's watching at home. Hello, Owen. We all say hi to you from Inside Bowling.
Hi, Owen.
Hello, Owen.
What I want you to do, Owen, when this is over, no matter how good or bad your dad does, I want you to go grab a sheet of paper and some markers. Draw him a picture of what you see on the screen. Give it to him when he gets home. It'll be our surprise. Comes in light, so the 2-pin, he's going to try to roll it. I'll tell you what, there've been some slow racks here.
Yeah.
Earlier we had to pull out instant replay for the first time ever.
Luckily, I had paused YouTube. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had it. Because that's
really?
all. I didn't have. Yeah, YouTube paused, so I noticed that there was 20 minutes worth of video that hadn't played. So I played it and drug it all the way to the end. It was there.
Wow, excellent.
So that's how we had that decided.
That's why they bring you guys in. It's
yeah, that's why we make the big bucks.
always thinking ahead, what you might encounter. Well, this is a tough lane. If he has any chance, you got to strike here.
Boy, he put
Flushed
10
it.
back there.
Yeah.
Okay, so possible 215 for Dave Detlinger, and going at a 217 pace for Steve Taylor. So if Detlinger can strike out, he's going to force Taylor to get 9 on the first ball, spare strike. So really important for Dave to throw a double here.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's 10 in the garage right there.
I like that. 10 in the garage.
10 in the garage.
Well, that single pin spare, I'm sure he's thinking about it. Can he dodge the bullet one more time?
We just surpassed 300 viewers for the first time this weekend. Thanks for tuning in here to Inside Bowling.
Owen probably just told all his friends on Snapchat.
Snapchat. There's a nasty leave. Should have been the 6-9-10, but the 6 got knocked down.
Well, I think this is going to be all for Mr. Dave Detlinger. It's been an impressive performance, though. So 202 for Dave. And what do we need? 7 pins?
7-2.
Eight pins to lock it up right here without having to do anything else for Steve Taylor. And a strike will do it. So Steve Taylor defeats Dave Detlinger. Dave Detlinger finishes in 4th position and receives $1,300 for his efforts. That was a heck of a run by Dave. I'm sure Dave will be back in the future. We hope he goes on to win his first PBA regional. He competes out there all the time. We wish him all the luck in the world. And Brandon Steen, we want to thank you for joining us up here in the booth, and thank you one last time for the Community First National Bank sponsorships that you guys provide over there. We appreciate your time and look forward to coming back in the future and spending time with you again.
All right, thanks for having me. It was fun, guys.
Thanks so much.
No
That's
problem.
Brandon Steen, everybody, from, as we said, Community First National Bank, joining us for a couple of matches. And now he's going to cheer on the local guy, Shannon Buchan, who we'll have up in the next match, Matt.
That's right, we will.
Winner of that will go on to take on Dave Barris. So coming up next, our semifinal match here from the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open here in Waterloo, Iowa, Maple Lanes. We'll be right back with our next match here on Inside Bowling. 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Here we are. We're moving on to Stepladder semifinal match. Steve Taylor taking on the local hero, Shannon Buchan. I'm Mike Flanagan, joined by Matt Churek as always. And now joining us is Tournament Director Joe Engelkes. Welcome to the booth, Joe.
Well, thank you, Mike.
We loved having you in here.
Oh, yeah, this will be fun.
This is becoming tradition, having you in the booth for the finals.
Yeah. Like the third one, something like that.
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah, good.
And Steve Taylor converts easily, and we get a look at Shannon Buchan for the first time in our Stepladder today. Shannon's been bowling here most of his life, from what I understand, and he bowls league here, and he's the hometown hero, and I know this would mean a lot to him to win this tournament, right, Joe?
Yeah, this would be a huge one for Shannon. He's wanted to win the Fusion tournaments ever since the first year we started him, and he talks a lot about that. One of his big accomplishments would be having this for a title.
He's animated on the lanes too. He's fun to watch. Very feisty guy.
Yeah, his nickname's a Bulldog, so yeah, he definitely likes to show a little emotion when he gets it going.
Joe, another tremendous event, 180 entries, 3 full squads, 60 each. How do you keep doing it?
I got a lot of good people that work with me, and I've got an awful lot of good bowlers that follow us, and we've built a good rapport with really bowlers across the whole Midwest. We get a ton of help from Jeff Riggles, and Steve Taylor actually brought a crew up from Peoria this year. We get a group from St. Louis that have been coming up every year. 15 guys came up from Wichita State. A.J. Chapman helps with that. He's grew up not too far from here, so he likes to come up here and bring his guys with him. We get quite a few bowlers from Omaha. A whole bunch came down from Minnesota this year too for this tournament. So we're starting to spread out a little bit. We get a ton of Wisconsin bowlers always. It's just kind of word of mouth has gotten around that it's a good event, and we don't seem to have too much trouble getting a full field with a waiting list here in the last few years. So
Well, we were told it was because you live streamed the bowling tournament.
that's a big part of it.
And that was the only reason. Actually, is what we were told. Joe, no, I've been giving Joe a hard time ever since I walked through the door here at this tournament. I don't even know if we're going to be invited back if Steve Taylor delivers a double here. Buchan perfect through 2. No, Joe, we love coming here. How many times have we been here now?
I think this is the 5th or 6th.
Yeah.
6th maybe. Yeah, I think it's 6.
And I can't believe we haven't said anything wrong enough to not be invited back.
Yeah, so far we're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's still 2 matches left, right?
That's right. We're not done here yet, but I just
true.
wanted to let you know that we did have the local Ghostbusters came in here last night late after I left.
Okay.
Because we knew we were using 11 and 12 in the Stepladder.
Right.
And we had to take care of that little doppelganger that was giving us some problems on 11.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that the Ghostbusters came in to take care of lane 11. We'll tell that story as soon as Shannon converts the 10 here. And he covers it up. What Joe's alluding to is last night I gave Joe a bit of a curveball. I like going up and messing with him, and I noticed 2 players along with Matt here in the booth that 2 players had bounced it off their ankle on lane 11, that lane only. And I told him that I believed a ghost was on the lane, and Joe, being the great tournament director that he is, he actually called the local Ghostbusters last night and had the ghost removed, so that Shannon and Steve would be able to compete without hitting their ankle.
Now, just so they don't do that, prove me wrong.
Yeah, I know. That'll end up happening now this match.
Looks like both of them pretty well lined up here.
Yeah, they're playing
Could be
similar
interesting.
lines.
Yes, they are. Shannon played similar area pretty much the whole tournament. Just balled down a little bit a couple of times to stay in that area, and he had a great look the whole time.
We also have an interactive chat going on, and Robert Curatello says, Shannon throws the ball as slow as me. I like him already. Robert also says about Taylor, we're going to have to test Taylor for steroids if this guy keeps winning.
He's had a great last 3 or 4 months, I know that.
He works at CAT, by the way, and he's a third shift worker.
Oh, so he's the last 2 nights I was talking to, I think his wife that works here now, and she just started. She said, and that he bowls or he works overnight, and then comes in and bowls.
Oh, runs over the rack for a stuffed 7. Can you believe that?
This place is famous for those. You see a lot of them.
I think I remember seeing that on one of the billboards on the way in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maple Lanes, home of the run over the rack 7.
That's it. That's it.
We've had a lot of excitement at these events. We had Steve Keeler win last time we were here, which is a really cool moment. And then we've had extra play as well here. And look at Taylor. Mental mistake there, missing the 7. We've seen Casey Murphy against Troy Fuller the one year. That was a really good match, and it took extras. We saw a tie on 10th place for today. Had to have a game roll off.
Actually, the guy in the roll off, Derek Sapp, I believe won the first time you guys came up here. He won and he shot 300 in a championship match.
Yep,
that was quite the moment.
Yeah, that was tough to top, but we've got a lot of great stories that have come out of this event as Shannon doubles. Shannon a max score of 279. Possible 257 for Steve Taylor early in the match through 5 frames. Mike and Matt here with Joe Engelkes, tournament director. I can't tell you, Joe, having Jeff Riggles here is a real treat, and he's been able to help build this tournament for you as well at the 11th frame.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets the word out for us to all his contacts, and obviously he's got thousands. So we always appreciate his help with the events.
And you let anybody bowl, right?
Absolutely.
If Jason Belmonte decides he wants to come bowl this event, you'll let him bowl.
Absolutely.
You hear that, Belmo? I know you're at home with your baby right now, but you're more than welcome to come bowl. Shannon doesn't switch to a spare ball, uses a strike ball to convert the 4-pin. So if both players were to strike out, Shannon would win by 1.
That would be a correct statement.
Taylor comes in a little bit light, leaves the 10. Now, we're all bowlers. Is it in your head that you just missed one?
Well, he didn't miss the 10.
No, but a single pin, just in general?
It'll play mind games with you a little bit. That's where you just have to rely on experience and let it go.
Now, Joe, I know you competed in this event this weekend.
Is that what you call that?
37 feet with the oil pattern this time. You change it every time. Why 37 feet at this event?
Well, to be honest, that wasn't even my decision. I try to stay out of the actual, other than saying, you know, we like to go a little shorter one time and the next time we have the tournament a little longer. But we like to keep it between 37 and 43 feet so we don't have. The goal to me of any major event should be to not lock anybody out or favor one style or another by a lot. And we search for patterns that'll give a look to the left side and the right side, and allow everybody to have a chance. If they where the bowlers that bowl the best are the ones that make the top end of the prize fund. And I think while this is a little shorter maybe than what I would have chosen, I was looking at more at maybe 39 feet, but I think they came up with a good alternative by putting 30 mils of oil in the first 37 feet. So we had good hold up front. You didn't see guys often in the gutter cap, and that's another big goal of mine, because that really eliminates the senior players and the strokers, and we have a ton of those at bowl. We had 21 seniors at bowl this weekend, and so we paid 7 spots just for seniors, and 6 of them actually made the cut.
Yeah, and John Brocklin was the highest finishing senior today.
Yes, he was. He bowled super well this weekend. He really has a nice game. I love his balance and his release.
So Shannon in the driver's seat here. Strike up in the 7th. Strike in the 8th would certainly take command of the match.
Could have been a 7-9.
He carries it, and we've got a microphone in front of the ball return down there, and he about got to it, running that one out.
Yeah, you do have one sitting there.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Picks up the ambient sounds of the pins.
And we have plenty of delay in here just in case, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, if somebody gets rambunctious up there, then yeah, we can certainly delay it.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Taylor really needs a strike here.
That one looked wide.
A little fired and a little wide. A little quick. Dave Barris, our tournament leader, has been practicing down on lanes 3 and 4. It's been a couple hours since Dave has taken to the lanes. Dave actually made quite the run at that event that SAP won. He was running the ladder, came out of the bracket, and I don't remember where he finished exactly, but I know he made a deep run. You can go check that out on the Inside Bowling YouTube channel. You can go back and view that tonight if you're looking for some added bowling action.
Ooh, that's going to just about wrap it up.
So the missed spare, Steve Taylor's had a great week. Shout out again to his son Owen, who's watching at home. He's been on a good run, as Joe said. And I was really impressed with his game as he was bowling today. He went over 200 over for the 6 games today to get himself in this position. And when it comes down to a one-game match, anything can happen. One guy's got to move on, and one guy's got to go home. And in this particular case, Shannon Buchan's just been able to do more striking. So Taylor missing the easy two makeable spares. That'll hurt you every time. And Shannon's gonna roll on to bowl for the title against Dave Barris.
Past 8.
Andy, if you're watching, close one of your browsers. You've got us open in 2 browsers if you hear an echo.
That'll wrap it up for sure. It just needs a decent count. Doesn't even need a mark.
How great is this bowling center, Joe?
They have done a remarkable job of updating over the last year, 2 years, I guess, since it changed hands. Bruce Strom had the center for a long time. It was in his family from the start, and he decided to retire and sold it to Fran, Rich, Amy, and Zach Bishorner from Infusion Realtors is actually a partner too. But they went about making a lot of updates, put the flat screens in, a new scoring system, totally redid the Kingpin Bar Grill. they made it really into a more modern look and a more modern center, but yet they kept some retro stuff. You know, they painted the masking units rather than replacing them, because Fran's big on bowling history, and he likes collectibles and that type of thing. So it's kind of cool that they decided to keep some of the original stuff and just got some paint and made it look better. And they're going to do something with the gutters next year, so that'll be interesting too. Yeah.
I think black. I think black.
I don't know what color their plan is, but it'll be interesting.
Well, Shannon Buchan is going to move on to 26. Stephen Taylor, if he fills it up, will be 191. Shannon Buchan's going to bowl Dave Barris in the finals coming up here, and Joe's going to stick around. We're going to make him stay with us for the championship match. Matt and I will be back with Joe here shortly. Stephen Taylor finishing up right now. 191 for Steve Taylor. Still a great week. He finishes in third position, receives $1,600. And when we come back, it'll be our championship match here from Waterloo at Maple Lanes. We'll be right back. We've been streaming all week, and it comes down to one match. 2 bowlers are left here at the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Mike Flanagan, joined by Joe Engelkiss and Matt Turek. As we've been bringing you this coverage all weekend, Tournament Director Joe Engelkiss, who do you like in this match? Is it the hometown guy, Shannon Buchan, or is it Dave Barris, who's been very loyal to your tournaments over the years?
Well, I have to remain somewhat
neutral?
Somewhat. However, I have to pull a little bit for the local guy. Shannon's been, he's actually was my doubles partner for about, I don't know, 10 or 12 years in the 50-50 doubles we have up here. And we won that one year together. And he actually is, when I need a sub, he bowls for me.
Okay.
And we have some great matches head-to-head against each other, because he bowls anchor on his team, I bowl anchor on my team. And so we've been friends for a long, long time, traveled to tournaments together and stuff. So, but I know Dave's a heck of a player, so this should be interesting.
And a heck of a nice guy.
Oh, very nice.
We get a look at Dave
guy.
Barris, just throws a strike. Shannon Buchan throws a strike on this 37-foot oil pattern. And what a weekend of bowling we've had here. 180 bowlers. Down to 60 this morning, down to 10 for your bracket style / stepladder, down to Barris and Buchan. Couldn't get any better than this. That's inside a target. And it holds pocket for a strike.
Interesting.
If that's any indication about how much room Dave Barris has on the lane right now, Shannon Buchan's going to need to do a whole lot of striking to keep up with that. Shannon comes in light for the week 10. Shannon is an animated player. He's got a lot of tenacity and a lot of bite. And you talked about how he's the local guy. And we've kind of been talking about this in the last match, but being the final now, if Shannon won this event, Joe, in your opinion, where would this rank up in the things that he's won? And he's accomplished a lot in his career.
I think it would be a really big deal for him. I know he talks about it a lot. He's been our player of the year in the Greater Iowa a number of times. He's won the Iowa Open. He's finished real high at the U.S. Open. And he was out on tour for a year, and he finished second in the high roller one year. So he's definitely had some accomplishments, but this will be a big one for him.
And you said he has a nickname?
Yeah, locals and a lot of his friends call him the Bulldog.
The Bulldog. And the Bulldog almost, I think, just could have picked the 7-10. I mean, he just hit that 10-pin so hard. And the whole crowd was kind of chuckling about it. I mean, Shannon is just, he is a Bulldog.
Uh-oh. That wasn't his best.
No, might have missed it at the bottom. He was showing us a fanning technique with his hand. He's still doing it. You see him down there working on his release. Maybe he missed it at the bottom. I would say more nerves come into play with Shannon now just because of how much time he spent in this building. I mean, this is his home house. And Dave Barris, I mean, obviously it would mean a lot to him to win, but Shannon, a little something extra special.
Yeah, I would agree. I think this is probably got his adrenaline pumping pretty hard.
And Joe, you do something really cool. Not only is first place going to receive $2,800 thanks to all the great sponsors that we have, and second receive $2,100, but you also have a thing called a Bet You Win pot that pays $730. Could you tell the folks at home a little bit about that?
Yeah, we offer an optional, what we call Bet You Win pot. You're betting on yourself to win the tournament. It costs $10 to get in. It's an optional totally, and 73 of the players bet they were going to win this tournament this week. So there's $730 in there that goes to the winner, and these guys are both in it.
They're both in.
Yeah.
So total overall will be $35.30. The champion will take home. Thanks to our great title co-sponsors, Fusion Realtors, a Community First National Bank, along with our associate sponsors. I know Ebonite sponsors your Greater Iowa Bowling Association, the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Kingpin Bar Grill, Maple Lanes, Budweiser, Isle Hotel and Casino, Member Mortgage Services. Barris comes in high, leaves the 610, and he's not a machine. He has missed, and he's been left both times on lane number 9. The last sponsor to get in also, Logo Infusion. Don't forget, GIBA16 is your coupon code. 10% off until the end of April, thanks to the folks at Logo Infusion.
That was kind of exciting for us to get them to come back. I talked to Brandon Allred at Logo Infusion, probably a month ago, just to make sure they were still going to be on board because they did sponsor last September. And he was very pleased with the response they got from the code they gave us last year. And he said certainly they wanted to come back and give it another go.
Shannon with another shot in the pocket. Matt Turek, when you're leaving 10 pins, wrap 10s, flat 10s, things like that, what's the adjustment you make?
I move half a board right.
Half a board right. He's got it down to the half board, Joe.
It's all mental. It's all mental. I just move it with my feet just because and for whatever reason, and I start coming into the pocket a little bit better.
I like the adjustment, man. We'll see what Shannon does. Shannon is no stranger to our live webcasts. We had him on at the inaugural 11thframe.com Open at Cherry Lanes. He was defeated by Matt McNeil, and you can see that match on our YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Hey, do us a favor. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we sure would appreciate it. All the time and effort that we put into doing this. The more subscribers we can get, the more opportunity for sponsorships for the bowlers that bowl these events. So please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Good shot by Shannon right there. We also, in the chat, we have an interactive chat going on as we broadcast this live on YouTube. And questions in the chat is Shannon Buchan on staff? No, he's not. What's his equipment of choice? He's been using a Columbia 300 Swerve. And is Dave Barris on staff? Yes, he is. He's a member of the Brunswick Pro staff. And Dave Barris is using a Mastermind Scholar, according to the folks in the chat, and I believe that is correct.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's a better shot by Dave. Ooh. Trips the 4-pin. So it'll be interesting to see what Barris does over on lane 9. Both shots have been left of target on lane 9 that he's thrown so far. Actually, I should say 2 out of the 3 shots have been.
You were right the first time.
Was I?
Yes. Second and fourth frame.
Ah, thank you, yeah. That's why you're here, Joe. Keeping me in line. Matt's my safety net, and Joe keeps me in line.
I don't think that's possible.
That's better. It's projected much better.
That was a great shot.
All right, Dave. Dave's putting the puzzle pieces together. He's got puzzle pieces on his shirt. I wonder if that's got a special significance. See the puzzle pieces on Autism Speaks. I don't know if that has anything to do with that. Here goes Shannon.
Oh, there's that famous run me over 7-pin.
Yep, we've seen that twice now in the last 2 matches. Shannon ran that one out about 3 lanes. He's walking around. He's not real happy with the result of that shot. After leaving the weaker 10-pin the last time on that lane, he absolutely runs over the rack for a 7. Dave Barris has missed once, has a possible 278 max score. Shannon has only struck twice through 6 frames. Covers it up, stares it down, gives it the old lunge of the shoulders forward, and he can now max out at 236. Joe, you run a lot of events. What's on tap for you?
We have actually 2 more tournaments this for our season for the Greater Iowa. We've got a doubles tournament and what we call a triple elimination tournament. Same weekend, 19th and 20th of March, I believe it is, in Muscatine at the Rose Bowl. And actually, I think Pete Weber is coming to bowl the doubles.
Is he really?
Yeah, Shea Bittenbender and him are coming up to bowl that. So
Cool.
That'll be a first for us. Pete's never bowled one of our events, so we're looking forward to it.
All right, Shannon throws a strike. Says thank you to lane 9. The Bulldog is here in full effect.
Yes, he is.
Now here's the question for everybody in the chat and those both of you in the booth. If Shannon's the Bulldog, is Dave Barris the Golden Retriever? Man's best friend?
He's an awful nice guy. I'll guarantee you that. Not that Shannon's not a nice guy, because he is.
That's projected pretty well also, but it was a little right at target. Oh, he carries it. He didn't even know it. He didn't even know that he carried it. Trips the 2-pin forward.
A little bit of destiny maybe here.
Well, Dave Barris was your tournament leader, is your tournament leader. He finished a plus 419 after 13 games of qualifying, and after the first round, he led by 46 pins. So he has been the guy that has led this tournament almost the entire tournament.
Yes, he has. Spent a lot of time at the top of the leaderboard this weekend.
Yep. Shannon also took over the lead for a brief period of time later in the day today, but then the last game Shannon bowled 180 and Dave bowled, I believe, 230.
I believe.
Yep.
Something like that.
Shannon's bowled a great game. He just said, you got to do it like that, I guess. I love watching this guy bowl.
Yeah, he's one of the best tough condition bowlers, I think, around, and he hates bowling house shots. Just hates them.
Shannon can still bowl 236. Dave Barris, 278. It's got to have it. And comes in light to leave the 7. So the best Shannon Buchan can bowl now is 215. Dave Barris is pretty much just got to keep it on the lane.
Yeah, that's about it.
Shannon covers it up. And now here's Dave Barris for the last time on lane number 10. Last time on this lane, remember, he squirted a little bit to the right, got through it good, and tripped the 2-pin forward. Let's see what happens for Dave here. Through the face for a 610. Dave's going to be in good shape still.
Oh, yeah. 51 pin lead, right? 41 pin.
Covers the spare, so Dave Barris already has 216. Best Shannon Buchanan Bowl is 215, so it is official. We can say that Dave Barris is our 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open champion. February edition on this leap year, 2016. Taking the day off work tomorrow, Joe?
No, I'll be working.
It's the 29th, though. It doesn't even exist.
Yeah, it happens.
What about you, Matt? You taking off tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I am. You know that. I'm going to get in pretty late tonight, and
I'm going to fly tomorrow.
I'm going to relax.
Shannon just couldn't carry on this pair and ran into an absolute buzzsaw in Dave Barris.
Yes, he did. Dave bowled a great game.
What a great weekend this has been here at Maple Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa. Joe Engelkist, thanks for running such a great event and inviting us back, as always.
You are very welcome. It was fun as usual.
And Matt, thanks for all your hard work, clicking all the cameras and joining me up here and coming up. I can't thank you enough for all you do for us.
You got another 7-10.
Yep. 2 in the same match. Well, I guess the other one was the last match.
And you're welcome, Mike. I always enjoy it. Thanks for letting me come.
So how'd the hotel treat you last night? Good?
Oh, they treat us good. Yeah.
They're always treating us good. Nice rooms and
Yeah,
good places to eat.
Yeah, one of our bowlers is kind of head of the housing group for the aisle, so he helps us out.
Yeah, well, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Dave Barris is your champion. And guys, thanks so much for your time. I am going to go down and talk to Dave here in just a moment. But thanks again, Matt and Joe, for all that you do. We've had a great time here, and we'll get an interview with the champion here in just a moment here on Inside Bowling.
I'm here with Dave Barris, our champion of the February 2016 Fusion Tournament. Congratulations to Dave on leading almost the whole tournament and a great performance here in the finals with a big game. So we're going to present him a check now for $3,530. That's $2,800 for winning and $730 for the bet you win. So congratulations, Dave, and hand off the check. Want to say a few words? Sure.
All right, Dave. I'm here with Joe Engelkist. Great event again. And Dave, what did it mean to you to win this event? You come and you bowl this event. You made a deep run a couple years ago. And how does it feel to win?
It feels incredible. I did make a deep run. I think Sap shot 300 against me in the final match 2-3 years ago, whenever it was. But it's always a quality field, great tournament. Got to thank all the sponsors, First Community Bank, Fusion, Realtors, Maple Lanes, and all the other sponsors. Joe and his staff do a wonderful job of doing running the tournament, keeping scores up to date, so we as bowlers know what's going on, and it's a little shocking right now. It's pretty unbelievable to come out on top.
Yeah, pretty awesome. And you defeated Shannon. He's a quality opponent, and I know it would have meant a lot to him to win this tournament. Talk a little bit about your pin carry and how well you were able to strike. I mean, you got some breaks there, but you earned being where you were because you led all of qualifying, and then you led through today.
Yeah, I got a little fortunate in the final match there. A couple good breaks with the 2-pin and a couple 4-pins, but I bowled really good throughout the week, so I did get myself in position to do that. The right lane was a little squirrely for me on this pair. The left lane was okay. Left lane was just bad shots if I didn't strike, but I was trying to fit it on the right lane and got away with one with the 2-pin.
And I know that you wear some things here. I wanted to ask you about the puzzle pieces, and I know that you have some people to thank as well.
Yep, I of course have to thank Brunswick and Vice as my equipment sponsors. Motion Plus Lanes is our team sponsor for nationals, and we wear these for autism awareness. They're big into charities and sponsors. Our team shirts this year will actually have Toys for Tots on them, so Motion Plus Lanes does a great job of fundraising for various charities in the community. And I also have to thank John Magna, my bowling ball driller, for all his help over the years.
Okay, great. Well, there you have it here from the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. We just talked to the champion, Dave Barris. We call him the Golden Retriever because everybody likes this guy, and he took on the Bulldog today and came out on top. We'll see you on our next broadcast down the road, and we'll see you here at the Fusion Realtors again. Make sure you go to giba-bowling.com to see more great events that this guy over here runs. You want to check him out. He runs great events, and congratulations to Dave Barris again here today from the Fusion.